Hello guys and welcome back to yet another episode of the Shutter Secret series. In this episode I'm going to talk about AI and how much it improved in the brand new Photoshop Bèta. I'm going to keep it short because AI, you can talk hours and hours about it, and I'm going to showcase just one single feature about how helpful AI can be to improve your photos.
So high, I'm hypnotized.
In this episode I'm going to talk about the generative fill function. I'm going to point out exactly how you can use them in a smart way and improve your photos in the same time. You all know nowadays on Instagram, Facebook, you don't know what images are real and what images that were created using artificial intelligence. So I believe we have arrived at some point in time right now that AI is just becoming part of our daily lives. We really need to start learning AI and just accept that AI is something that will be around us for a very long time, and it will become smarter and smarter anyways. So why not try to incorporate it in our workflow and start using it in a smart way while still sticking to our art, which is photography and videography. So that being said, that's my opinion about artificial intelligence. We should try to find some way we can use it, but not let it take over our hobby in general. So let me put up a photo on screen right now I took with my DJI Mavic Air last week in the Czech Republic around the Tisa rocks. Now, as you might know it or not, I'm not the typical drone flyer that throws up the drone and goes far up in the sky for hundreds of meters. First of all, because it's not legal all times, and because of my fear of heights a bit. Even though it's becoming better, I have to say that the flight conditions at this spot were not that great because the weather was turning worse and worse. There was a lot of wind, and there were some people walking around disturbing me while I was flying. Well, enough of excuses. I didn't fly out far enough. The signal was going down as well, so I did snap a few epic shots, but seeing those photos in the end on my screen, I was a bit disappointed that I didn't fly out as far as I expected, and I didn't capture the grotesque of the rocks I was standing on. So this is where AI comes in really handy, and all I did was expand the sky a little bit. I did use the crop tool for that, and then I did play around with the generative fill options in a smart way, basically to expand the rocks a bit more around me, and that's how I actually managed to capture a really great drone shot. But I did manage to make it even more epic and showcase the grotesque of the rocks by using the generative fill option. So basically what this does is that Photoshop starts to analyze your photo and it will expand in a smart way the edges of the photo, and in that way you can really play around with artificial intelligence in a good way. So that being said, I really hope you liked this video. I hope you did learn something new about the generative fill function. Just remember guys, the generative fill function is something that's only available in the Photoshop Bèta right now and not in the fully released Photoshop application yet. But I'm pretty sure once it's optimized, it will be available in the normal Photoshop version as well. That being said, oh, hello. Did he already end his talking? Because there are a few more things you still need to take into account when using the generative fill function in Photoshop. Since Yoshi didn't explain it to you, I will. So let's jump back to the edit and I will talk about several things you need to take into account whenever you start using the generative fill function. First of all, the resolution. You all know it's still a Photoshop Bèta version, so the resolution that comes out of the generated images is not that great. But I have a fix for you. And the fix is really simple. All you have to do is draw several selections around your image, and you need to make sure that you make the selection on your photo layer, and then all you need to do is gradually make your image larger by selecting smaller pieces and then generate the image selection by selection basically. So that way you can work your way up a bit and you can play around a bit more with the different options you get from the generated images. You can play around a bit more with what you want to create in your photo and you will get a bit more resolution. Number 2. Artificial intelligence doesn't take into account the lighting conditions in your shot. Even though it starts to become smarter and smarter, sometimes it really can hit or miss the light conditions. So for that I use some curves and adjustment layers to adjust the shadows and the highlights in the photo. Because you don't want that the sun comes from left, right, up, down or wherever it is, but not in the place where you actually saw the sun in your first original photo. So keep in mind that the lights and the shadows need to be corrected in your photos. And then last but not least, don't over exaggerate with using artificial intelligence. To me personally, I only will use it whenever I see an opportunity to improve my photos or to make disturbing objects disappear from my shots, but not to make something completely generated by artificial intelligence a photo I didn't take at all. So that being said, guys, I really hope you liked it, because Yoshi, well, he didn't explain to you that there are a few disadvantages right now, but just keep them in mind and then everything will become alright. And that's how I turned this original photo into this. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new, and then the only thing that rests me to say is that you don't need to be great to start, but start to become great. See you in the next video. Bye!